Everyone has heard of AI, but everyone also has a different view on what that actually means. The best way to start this course is to step back to the basics and cover what AI actually is in relation to the construction industry. In this video, we'll be laying the foundations that we can build on throughout the course. We'll cover a brief history, some definitions, and why this all matters for construction. If you're new here, I'm Josh Turner. I spent over 10 years on site as a construction project manager before founding the AI Construction Academy, AICA. Our mission is simple: to cut through the hype and give construction companies like yours the real-world tools and knowledge to actually use AI on projects and in the office. No fluff, no theory, just what works. And as always, all the resources from this video, including this document and links, are available inside our free AICA community. You'll find the link down in the description. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to confidently explain what AI is in today's terms. You'll recall a brief history of AI development, understand why large language models are the foundation, grasp the basics of machine learning in plain language, and be comfortable with some of the key AI terms. Let's get into it. So why should we in construction care about all this? Because most of our pain points on jobs boil down to time, information, and communication. Margins are tight. Owners want more for less. Crews are stretched thin. We spend huge amounts of time just finding, managing, and communicating information. Drawings, RFIs, safety policies, schedules, reports. That's where AI comes in. Not as a shiny gadget, but as a tool to handle the information load. Drafting RFIs, checking specs, logging reports, summarizing meeting minutes, or even flagging risks before they snowball. If you can save even 30 minutes a day across your team, that adds up to weeks of productivity over a project. And that's the real reason AI matters here. Now let's get into a bit of history about artificial intelligence. The concept of AI isn't new. We've been trying to create it for decades. Here's a quick overview. 1950s to 70s, the birth of AI. The term was coined in 1956. Early systems weren't learning like today's models. They were rule-based programs written to mimic intelligence. If input is X, respond with Y. They looked smart in demos but failed outside those rules, leading to AI winters. Now in the 1980s, expert systems expanded those rules into thousands of if-then statements to capture expert knowledge. Useful, but brittle and impossible to scale. 1997, Deep Blue beats Kasparov at chess, a milestone driven by brute force, not learning. 2010s, machine learning breakthrough. Algorithms began learning patterns directly from data. With enough data and computing power, AI could recognize images and speech better than ever. 2016, AlphaGo defeats a world champion by training itself through millions of games. True learning in action. 2020s, generative AI emerges. Large language models like GPT don't just analyze, they generate new content. Now, as of today, AI agents build on that, thinking through multi-step tasks and taking action, turning AI from a tool you prompt into a digital teammate. Takeaway for construction: modern AI learns from data, making it flexible and adaptive for our messy, real-world projects. Now, let's go over a few essential AI terms to make sure you've got a strong grasp on the basics. Chatbot, a text-based assistant powered by AI. You type a question like, "What's the PPE requirement for roof work?" and it replies in plain English. Voice AI or voice agent, same idea, but you speak instead of typing. It listens, transcribes, and responds verbally. Perfect for hands-free site reporting or toolbox talks. AI agent, the next evolution. Instead of one-off answers, it can carry out multi-step tasks on its own and can read reports, flag issues, or draft emails and sends them off. Generative AI, AI that creates new content, text, images, reports, and diagrams. It can draft RFIs or generate proposal letters. Token, a chunk of text, about 3/4 of a word, that LLMs process. And context window, the size of memory that AI can hold at once. We will now go over some more key definitions. Prompt, the instruction you give to AI. The quality of the input shapes the output. Prompt engineering, crafting better prompts so AI responds reliably. Just like asking clear questions on site. Hallucination, when AI sounds confident but is wrong, like a new hire guessing instead of checking. RAG, retrieval augmented generation, when AI connects to your own documents so it answers with your information. Computer vision lets AI see and interpret images, like detecting PPE compliance from photos. Automation moves info between systems automatically. For example, a voice note uploads to an AI daily log that then gets sent and uploaded to Procore. And finally, API, Application Programming Interface. In simple terms, it's a set of rules that allows two software systems to talk to each other. Before we move forward, let's get one thing straight. AI is not magic, and it's not a thinking robot from the movies. For construction, think of AI as a powerful pattern recognition tool. It's like an experienced superintendent who's seen thousands of projects and can spot patterns others miss. The news talks about AI taking over the world, but what we're talking about is tools that help you do your job better. It's not about replacing gut instinct. It's about giving that instinct better data to work with. It's a tool for managing information, like Procore or Bluebeam, but on a whole new level. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go over the 3 levels of artificial intelligence: narrow AI, general AI, and super AI. Knowing the difference keeps expectations realistic. Narrow AI, sometimes called weak AI, is trained to do one job or a set of related jobs really well, but nothing outside that scope. Examples in construction are ChatGPT writing scope statements and RFIs, or image recognition that spots PPE compliance in site photos, or even scheduling tools predicting weather delays from past data. Think of narrow AI as your new apprentice, incredibly quick at repetitive, data-heavy work, but only if you give it very clear instructions. General AI, or AGI, is what people mean when they say machines that think. It would reason, learn across fields, and adapt to new problems like a project manager, moving from a subdivision to a bridge job. However, with AGI, we're not there yet. Today's systems pattern match based on data. They don't understand context. One day, AGI might review plans, detect clashes, predict delays, and adjust procurement automatically. But for now, that's still theoretical. Let's also cover super AI. Super AI, or ASI, describes intelligence beyond human capability in every field, such as design, management, creativity. If it ever arrives, it would change everything. But for now, our focus is squarely on narrow AI, the tools that save time and reduce mistakes today. So, what's driving these new tools? Think ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, all built on large language models. Imagine scanning every book, drawing, spec, email, and contract from every project ever built into one digital library. An LLM is like a contracts manager with a photographic memory of that library. It doesn't understand like a human, but it knows the statistical patterns of language. It breaks information into tokens, digital bricks, and predicts which brick comes next. Because construction runs on language, proposals, emails, reports, large language models are a game changer. They let us interact in plain English instead of code. That's why they're the foundation of so many AI tools you'll use later in this course. You'll also hear machine learning. It sounds complex, but it's just a computer learning from data without being told every rule. Think about training a new apprentice. You show them past jobs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the training data. They start to see patterns and spot issues early. The more they see, the better they get. A machine learning model does the same thing but can review millions of jobs in hours. It learns from experience, just like our best crew, only at massive speed. Let's now get into the role of your data and key risks. Think of it this way. You wouldn't pour sludgy, contaminated diesel into a brand new excavator and expect it to run well. The same logic applies to AI. The fuel for any powerful AI tool is your data. For years, construction companies have been collecting massive amounts of digital information: RFIs, daily reports, schedules, submittals, photos. Each one is just a file in a folder, but together they're the raw material to teach an AI how your company builds. AI is only as good as the data it learns from. Clean, consistent, and accessible data creates a smart, reliable assistant that can find that one submittal from 6 months ago or spot a delay trend before it becomes a problem. Messy, scattered data produces confusion and hallucinations. It's the digital version of garbage in, garbage out. If you want AI to have a positive impact on your data, I got one tip for you. Get your digital house in order, organize it, standardize it, and connect your systems. Because artificial intelligence can't build a solid, reliable structure on a messy foundation. Alright, before we finish, let's be clear about where AI falls short. Like any tool on site, it's powerful, but it has its limits. Let's start with hallucinations. Sometimes artificial intelligence sounds confident but is wrong, like an apprentice guessing instead of checking. Always verify. Bias in data. Artificial intelligence reflects the examples it's trained on, so apply judgment to ensure relevance. Over-reliance. AI drafts reports, but doesn't walk the site or take responsibility. Integration challenges. AI won't automatically plug into Procore without setup. And remember, the output depends on the input. A vague prompt gives a vague answer. Finally, not every AI for construction tool will last. The winners will be the ones that truly save time and reduce risk. Bottom line, AI is a powerful assistant, not a replacement. Train yourself, check its work, and use it where it adds value. Alright, let's wrap this up. In this lesson, we went back to the basics and cleared the air on what AI really is. We saw that early AI was hard-coded rules that broke down fast, while today's AI learns from data, making it flexible and far more useful for the messy reality of construction. We covered key terms you'll keep hearing: chatbots, voice AI, generative AI, and agents. We looked at why large language models are the engine driving this new wave of tools, and we broke down machine learning in plain language, comparing it to how an apprentice learns from experience. Most importantly, we tied it all back to the job site, why this matters for construction, how it can save hours on RFIs and reporting, and where the risks are, from hallucinations to poor prompts. Here's the bottom line. AI is not magic, and it's not replacing your crew. It's a new tool, a powerful assistant that helps you manage information and make better decisions faster. This foundation is critical because in the next lessons, we'll go deeper. Why this is so important for the industry, how to prompt effectively, and then move into practical workflows that save time and stress. As always, all the resources from this video, including this document, are available in the free AICA community. The link's in the description. Great work on finishing Module 1.1. I'll see you in the next lesson.